I mean, the Lina didn't even bother to start with a tangle.
Well, I don't understand. I don't know how OP is even gonna. Oh my god. Like, I don't even know how he's gonna go in on this. I truthfully don't know how he wins. But I feel like we said that. Didn't we say that 2 days ago? We're not sure how somebody won, and then they did.
Was it like, oh, it was an Undying Chen, was it?
It,
I think it was like,
it was something ridiculous. I wasn't really sure, but yeah, this really should just be at a certain point. Lena's gonna hit a certain level where OP probably can't do anything. Although he's CSing surprisingly well, but he's a natural mid player, which makes me happy. I'm just happy to see OP back in the mid. I wish this was it all the time.
I like him playing offlane more. I think the way he plays the game suits offlane. It's a bit like S4, you know? That's why they all move to offlane.
Well, I also just... He's not even in the meta, but I just miss OP's Tinker. That was just the time to be alive.
Tinker?
Yeah, when OP used to play Tinker.
You like that hero? Are you serious? You actually like Tinker?
I didn't like the hero, I like the way OP played it.
Yeah, but it's a Tinker, you know? Tinker is... Don't want to put words on that hero. Support nightmare.
Yeah, for sure. And he used to play it so well. That team was just so good, though.
And it's not even that fun when Tinker's on your team. Because there's no creeps on the map. Nothing to farm.
I feel like it's very hard for anybody else to get any sort of priority in farming when you've got a Tinker on the map.
So I guess you're mad Tinker got nerfed so much. When was the last time you see Tinker?
Probably a couple years ago, right?
1 year ago, at least 1 year ago.
Yeah, he has not been relevant in a while. You got to get those Ice Frog buffs on him.
Did he get any buff recent patch? Let's see.
I'm not even certain if he was touched or not. But it's like one of those heroes that you know is just so far out of the meta right now that like...
He's a lane dominator, but actually no, he's not a lane dominator. He can't even win his lane now. Because they nerfed the lasers so much.
I'm surprised it's... Are you surprised it's lasted this long? This Lina Bounty Hunter matchup?
I mean, if the Bounty Hunter doesn't do anything, the Lina can't kill the Bounty Hunter until she gets more levels. I mean, the Bounty is just like trying to farm.
Yeah, he's just getting regen. He's getting the Ring of Tarrasque. And then he's gonna go for the... I think he's going for a hood just to try and survive.
He's actually legit trying to play the game. Oh my god.
We started this off saying, how do you even win? You should just GG out. I'm telling you, we're going to think these matchups are so ridiculously one-sided, and we're never going to be right.
So, if it reaches 10 minutes and nobody has a kill and nobody killed the tower, then they're going to look at the CS.
Yeah.
Okay, 10 minutes of farm best. Because once you get the hood, the Lina, I don't think the Lina can kill him anymore. War of attrition.
Yeah, he gets so...
Just so you can get that sweet last pick, you know? Just so you get the 20-second.
It's like... It's all... Yeah. I feel like at this point it's just a slaughter. OP can't really do anything. He could drag it out to 10 minutes, though. It is why they start this 15 minutes before the game.
I mean, the tower can go down now. Please, catapult. Catapult is the game saver. Are they allowed to glyph?
I don't think so. But I've never seen it, so... Maybe he does? Oh, Jesus. He can't even stand there, really.
Oh no, the car is dead. No!
Oh my. It shouldn't even go for track, right?
Move speed. So you can run away.
I think he's
And
just
it's
gonna go
damage.
for it.
Fight. Fight.
Does he have the
Fight.
regen?
Okay, we win.
Oh! Chinana!
Oh, that was close. If he had the Jinada, he actually killed him.
Wow. That went way closer than I thought it would.
Yep. The Lina was like,
He like timed out the amount of mana he had left, so he's like, I can fight this. I've got the regen. Might as well go now. All right. Well, that gives them first pick or priority.
really? I chose first pick?
I don't know what they chose, but it gives them priority. And I guess we'll be back with the game in just a moment. Stay right there.
Probably not want to pick it so early.
Dire team pick.
But Barrier is decent against Master and Death overall.
Feels
Still
like
the Abaddon to make life annoying for the bad.
Radiant
Yeah.
team pick.
Lich Rubik are two heroes that could be in a lot of trouble with Mars, especially getting a Blink Dagger, jumping right on top of the Lich and the Rubik. Like, that could be really troublesome. Not that it's a first item or anything for the Mars, but like when that point comes, it could be super difficult. And there's that Phoenix you were talking about, just Mars, Death Prophet, Phoenix. And if they get that Shadow Demon...
You should just pick like a strong laner right now and play for the lanes. They have Lich, Gyro, super strong lane, and Rubik plus a strong
5
laner.
seconds remaining.
Rubik plus. When there's no Sandor, it's kind of hard to think of one. I mean, Beastmaster could still be decent, and you have the attack speed against the Phoenix. The
Would it-
egg.
Legion? Would that even be worth picking up? I know it's
Not
popular,
bad.
but it doesn't feel like a good spot.
Legion is decent. The lane is strong. Ruby and Legion, and then you kind of have a save for the like a buff or a save for the gyro, so that's pretty useful. I think that's a pretty good pick.
Dire team pick.
Beastmaster.
Radiant team
They
back.
go for the beast, but I think I like the Legion more, to be honest. So now they go for the PL, the lane counter against the beast. You do very well against Beastmaster in the lane because you can use your passive, the rush, to kill the ball. And in the game, Beastmaster kind of sucks against illusion cost because you're a single target hero.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it seems like Aster, even at
5
this point,
seconds remaining.
can feel a bit outdrafted if you look at it in certain ways, and it just like we were talking about too, like
Dire team
Aster isn't together. Well, actually, 4 players are together.
pick.
One isn't,
Okay, that's the.
and there's the Shadow Demon.
Okay, for last pick, their last pick has to be some Lash Shadowfiend. Any other hero that can deal with the illusions. Lash Shadowfiend, maybe Zeus. Zeus actually could be nice. That would give them the
10
damage and the
seconds
burst.
remaining.
Zeus,
5
yeah,
seconds
Zeus
remaining.
actually sounds decent.
How would that do
Kinda
against
don't
the
like,
Death Prophet mid though?
Not sure. Probably he'll be fine. I think as long as it's not like some TA, or Queen of Pain, Zeus will be fine against that. You should be able to farm relatively safely against the Death Prophet.
Choose your
So mid gyro.
So, Laika and Beastmaster push. Gyro against Death Prophet should be... feels like a 50-50 lane. But they're gonna have this like really sharp timing push with the Lycan Beast. But the enemy team has a lot of team fight. Like whenever you're up against a push lineup, it's really useful to have very strong team fight because that's where you can hold out with your spells, with your big cooldown spells. So I think they have what it takes to actually defend the first couple of pushes. But if they don't do well in their lanes or they do too badly, then maybe the first push will be even difficult for them.
10 seconds remaining.
And Aster has, I think, overall, I think their laning is definitely
5
way
seconds
stronger
remaining.
with the Rubik Lich, especially as well as the Gyro. But the Beastmaster is probably gonna, I think he's gonna not have such a good lane because the PL does well against him. But apart from that lane, I think the other lanes will be good for Aster, the mid and the safe lane.
I know sometimes there's swaps in between lanes. Would it be worth it to swap the Lycan and the Beastmaster, or is that not a good matchup?
Uh, I think probably not so good idea. Because I don't think any one of those heroes will do well against the Mars lane. And like they're both gonna suck against the Mars, you know. It won't be so great. It's more about whether they can get like some farm and the levels. Because all they need is like the levels. I don't think they can change the lane and hope that they can win the lane, you know. Like both the matchups are it's like whatever. They just kinda hope that the Lycan will get a good start so he can dictate the pace of the game with shapeshift, the early shapeshift and maybe the Necrobook. Or Helm of Dominator first. Probably Helm of Dominator. I think the Helm of Dominator is pretty good here. Because you have the Beast Aura. Make it strong. It's really nice.
And usually, you'll see like Necrobook on the Lycan, or you'll see like Helm of the Dominator in a Necrobook for the Lycan, but you also sometimes see Necrobook for the Beastmaster. Itemization-wise, are both heroes still going to go for Necrobook, or are we going to see a variation in Beastmaster? Because I think if anybody gets priority, it's the Lycan on the Necro, right?
Vlad's, maybe if he doesn't want to get Necro, I think the Beast can get Vlad's. So it gives their push more kick. So the push is overall stronger. I think he can go for Vlad's plus. I know Pipe kind of sucks on Beastmaster, but for their strategy to work, he could consider that depending on how the game goes. So you can actually hit a timing with the Vlad's plus Pipe. Then your Lycan has what Necrobook and the Helm and maybe an extra item. Gyro probably just the BKB drums. I think that's gonna be their really really strong timing, because they need some damage mitigation for the Phoenix magic. Phoenix plus whatever the Shadow Demon also does a lot of magic damage. So I think the Pipe could be an option.
Rubik going into the headdress. We talked about this on day one. About having that regen, going into the headdress, not going boots.
Headdress, you're getting reported, you know.
I went headdress today as a Rubik. Actually, we lost.
Oh yeah, we had a discussion about when you think it's a good idea to go boots, and when do you think it's a good idea to go headdress.
It almost seems like boots is never now, for Rubik
Really?
at least.
Never
At least
all?
for Rubik, I don't know. I feel like
I'm sure there are certain matchups where you feel like you can't play the lane because of the heroes. Even if you have a headdress, it doesn't make a difference. Say, okay, let me think of an example. Okay, say you are like Rubik plus Underlord, right? You're against a Monkey King lane. I mean, having the headdress doesn't change anything, right? In the lane, you're gonna have a hard time. So it's better for you to get boost. The Pitlord gets the Underlord gets the Firestorm at level 1. He pushes the wave, then you use the boost to run around and pull away. I think that's the kind of situation where actually having the headdress doesn't change anything at all for you. And you would much rather have a boots.
so. Any situation where you think it's not going to be advantageous, and you're like you said, it's to drag waves, so you can do it a little bit more safely, right? Just have that extra movement speed, and yeah, I guess in that situation,
I mean, it's also not just about the dragging waves, you know. Because
Yeah.
whenever you go into this kind of matchup, you can't really play the lane. So in your mind, you're trying to look at other lanes to gank, right? But so having the boots is gonna help you. You're just gonna try to pull one wave or maybe two. Alright, I'm done here. You're on your own. Sorry, mate. Bye.
reported for leaving. Can't leave the lane like that.
Yeah, that's what happens in pubs, right? My support left me. How am I gonna get farm? Report Rubik guy. And the Rubik is like question mark, question mark, question mark. What can I do for you? You're underlord against Monkey King. Why do you even want me to steal your XP? You know, that's the thing, you know, like the supports need to know when to take XP and when to not take XP. Especially when you're laning with I think Timbersaw is one of those off laners where it's really really important that you give as much experience as you can towards the core, because he just wants to get to the level 3 point where he actually becomes a different hero when he has the 2 points in reactive armor. And you being in the lane, not doing anything and just taking the XP actually ruins his lane. Or sometimes you think you're doing something right, you're trading with so and so, the core, the support, but it actually doesn't really help the Timber that much. He just wants to get to level 3, you know.
Yeah.
So it's all those like small details you need to understand. That's why when you play on both roles, it actually helps you. Because we were talking about a lot of the offlaners being like carry players as well. How it helps them understand what they need to do in the lane, so you understand the matchup on another level. So it gives you an advantage in the laning phase. So if you play position 4 and you play position 3, it helps you understand that particular thing. When you should take XP, when you shouldn't take XP, when you should buy boots, etc.
I feel like I'm always taking XP at the wrong times. I just need to leave my
Yeah,
lane.
it's difficult to understand how, like, you need to play a lot of Dota and watch a lot of Dota to know.
That's like one of the
It's not
things that I think holds me
something-
back. Is like I watch a lot of Dota and I think I can execute it and I can't. But I've watched so much of it that I
Do you
have the
play
idea.
other roles? But do you play the other roles? Do you try to play the other roles? I
Yeah,
think
I'll play the other roles every now and then.
you have
but
to understand like some basics from every role. Like you can't just know one role. You know, you have to understand some level of basic on each role for you to get better as a player as a whole. Like if you just master one role, it actually doesn't really make you a better player in a lot of situations. Because from what I know, like some of my friends, they are too worried about if you play that other role in pubs, you lose stamina, then they feel bad, you know. But in the long term, it actually does help you become a better player. I mean, sure, maybe you can play on a Smurf.
I was teaching somebody to play, or not teaching, I was playing with someone who was new to the game today. Whatever bracket we were in, it was such a fun time. I probably wasn't fair, but
Dota is actually fun. If you are playing with friends and you know, it's just about the game. There's no flaming. The game can actually be very.
and I think that really adds to
but-
it is the relaxation of the game. You know, playing with friends always adds to that, or playing with the right friends. I know sometimes there's
Yes,
friends that I've played with.
That's an actually important thing. The right friends. You see, the team that's playing together are organizing a smoke at level 1. The team that's not playing together, they are not smoking. Just kidding. That's definitely not a tell. That's just a random thing that happened.
It's the big breakdown, you know, the big brain breakdown of what we're seeing. They're not together. They're actually sticking to the 6 feet apart rule.
Is
Meanwhile,
that how far you have to be social?
that's what they say.
Isn't that like, wait, how far is 6 feet? I don't use feet in Malaysia.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have no
6 feet
idea.
Okay, we do like the 1 meter, 1.5. 6 feet is around 1.8 meters.
1 meter. I feel like that's
So when
not
was the
far.
last time you head out of home?
Oh my god, I don't even remember what outside looks like at this point. I look at it from inside, right at the window. I stare and I try to remember what grass feels like,
Begins.
what air is actually like.
What?
I have no idea. I do actually take out my dog though for a walk. Yeah, so I gotta,
Oh,
walk
you're
around the
allowed
block.
to?
I'm allowed to. I'm by myself. It's just me and my dog. You know, social distancing. Somebody says, "Can I pet your dog?" I say, "Just pretend like you're petting my dog from 6 feet away," and then I think we're good. But and that's like the only outside I get, and it's good because I feel like you need a little bit of fresh air. If you've got a balcony, I'm jealous. I'll tell you that much. That's what I
I
need in
don't
my
have a
life right now.
balcony, so you're fine.
So, which lanes right now are you thinking are going to go to the best? Go the best for Aster. You said XSS is going to struggle a little
What?
bit, but what about
Yeah,
like
what?
bottom? Are they totally messed up
Hey,
here?
wait, what? Oh yeah, it's actually Lich. It's not Lich Gyro. I forgot. Oh dear, it's Lich Lycan. So they're gonna lose. Wait, what? So it's 50-50 mid lane, and they're gonna lose. I think they're gonna lose top and bottom. Aster is gonna lose both their side lanes or mid lane. They're gonna rely on like rotations and movements to try to counter that. I mean, based on the matchup, they haven't lose their lanes now, but based on the matchup, they have a disadvantageous matchup.
How do you feel about the disruption level one? Usually I see Shadow Demons just constantly wanting to throw the Shadow Poison out.
I think if you feel like you can trade against the support, then I mean, if you can't trade against the support, you go for the poison. But if you feel like you can fight him, he's not that strong, and you can use the disruption to like deny range creeps or secure range creeps, then that's fine. Because I think like the disruption is the good thing about disruption is you don't really accidentally push the lane. Because if you're spamming poison, sometimes you tend to accidentally push the wave out. And the disruption, it definitely helps you. Let's say if the enemy has kill threat on you, having like a semi-disable definitely helps. Will help you escape. But usually against beasts, you kind of want the poison, in my opinion, so you can kill the ball.
Yeah, so now he takes that Shadow Poison, but I could see where Shadow Poison level 1 could be a problem. Like, we see a lot of Shadow Demons just very loose about throwing Shadow Poison out, and like you said, it could push the lane, and now that I think about it more and more, like, bringing that point up, like, I see that all the time.
You just need to look at the numbers. The PR is 10-0, the Beast Monster is 15-1, so not working.
Fair enough.
Can't go wrong with the numbers, yeah.
The stats never lying. Telekinesis out. Ooh, Rip Panda.
Stats gives a pretty good picture about what's happening, if you ask me. It doesn't always give you like a 100% accurate description, but in general, it does give you a very good idea on what's happening.
I feel like you and Nahaz would love to talk stats. He's very stats, and I love it. I love just how much.
I'm not a stats person, but I think that stats is important.
Yeah, I mean, it
tells
tells the story. Yeah.
And bot lane, first blood.
Yeah, Bobica going down, Felix Chaba getting the kill, and I'm surprised because you usually see the Lich being aggressive, but it certainly pulls him into a bad position.
You're with a Lycan. How?
Yeah.
What can you do?
All he can do really is just Frost Blast, and
I mean, I'd rather
he doesn't
he
get
just
caught
go
out.
try lane top, you know, like he can't really accomplish much in this thing. To be honest, I actually feel like maybe it's actually better to put the Lycan mid against the DP, and then at least they can win. Because the Gyro's not gonna beat the DP. It's like a 50-50 lane, and the DP is even winning the lane right now quite heavily. It's what, 20-12 against 15-5. That's a lot of denies.
It's a big experience jump right now. It feels like the Death Prophet, and it feels like DD can do a lot early on, because that's what SAG want to work with.
Sorry,
right?
the only reason I feel like why they would want to do this is they want to give Gyro the levels, so even if he loses his lane, he gets the levels he can move, you know, sort of like a Void Spirit off. But he doesn't do as good of a job as like a Void Spirit. So Bounty Run should be what, 2 apiece, and Catapult is gonna spawn. Let's see whose support can actually make an impact first. We see the Phoenix heading towards mid.
Yeah, and Rubik
Rubik
too.
Rubik should be moving that. The Lich is also going there.
And this could
The
go.
party has begun.
Ooh, Bobica gets spotted, and they're gonna look to maybe just go for the Phoenix. I don't know. Fate completely just disregarded the Death Prophet there. Telekinesis out. They've got the homing missile. They might be able to do something. They've got the Frost Shield as well as the damage from the Rocket Barrage. And DD, even with the Spirit Siphon, ends up dead.
I'm wrong. I thought he
Meanwhile,
was
top
more
though, oh, XSS. He gets solo killed by God King. That's a good. I think that's kind of good there for SAG. Not good because they lost the Death Prophet, but to get that kill there onto the Phantom Lancer definitely feels really nice.
Yeah, the Death Prophet is kind of like a bigger kill there. But I think overall still 1 for 1. Gyro, look at the Gyro's network, he's like dirt poor. Like super dirt poor.
Wow. He's behind the Phoenix.
Even after getting that kill, yeah. Like he spent a lot of money on consumables.
And SCCC, oh, OP missing that spear. That spear hits, and SCCC is definitely dead. I think I've been seeing a lot of mids fall into the trap of just constantly getting health regen. It's really weird. They just ship out like 4 salves.
It's really important that you have a good matchup, you know. Like I think some players still feel like before, it's okay that you have a bad matchup, then you do rotations to make up for it, but it's actually a lot harder to accomplish compared to before. So right now, basically, there's always going to be this threat in mid lane that the tower might go down. So the supports have to try to help stabilize the lane for the Gyro because he's having such a difficult time. But at the same time, when they do that, the Beastmaster is like, he's going to get sacked, you know. He's going to have a hard time. But he has a lot of net worth right now from the first 6 minutes. But he will gradually slow down. Lycan's about to hit level 6. Maybe they can make a move here.
Yeah, they spotted the Phoenix, and then it was just an easy Icarus dive away. There was no way that they were going to really stop that. And
maybe the Lycan can go top with the Beastmaster level 6. Is he 6? Oh no, it's not 6. Never mind.
they looked over at XSS, but now Red Panda in a bad position. Telekinesis comes out from Fade. They've got the help from the Beastmaster. They get a kill there onto the Shadow Demon, which is certainly nice for XSS, considering the fact that he had gotten chased down just a moment ago with... oh, wow. I thought Lich was going to die there. Bkop left with like 5 health. With the Crypt Swarm, the Spirit Siphon, and Phoenix right-clicking. That was very dangerous.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think they need to move to the Beastmaster's lane to push the tower though. Lycan should TP top to secure the tower. Nope, he's caught in the arena now, so never mind.
But he already got speared, so the TP's easy.
I mean, the thing is, this is why he can't really stay in the lane anymore. So that's why I felt like he should have moved top. Once he hit level 6, maybe he can take one more wave, then he should move to top and give bot lane to the support like the lead. Because the Beastmaster's level 6, he's like, I'm level 6, he's pinging Primal Roar already, but nobody's coming, you know. Gyro feels like shit because he kind of wants to get more levels, more farm, but he has to move over. Like right now, I think everything is like they're still doing what I'm saying, but a lot slower. You know, you see the Gyro and Lycan still wants to come top to get the top. And bottom lane, no support is taking the ideally the Lich should be here to take the experience and slow down with the shield, and the Rubik should be mid to get the farm in the middle. That would be like the perfect scenario. So whatever that's happening right now is still what they're supposed to do, but less efficient. And bounty runes are spawning with the outpost. Outpost timing.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Yeah, it looks
under
like it's going to be 1-1 in favor of, in outpost.
Seems like it's gonna be 1-1.
Yeah. I don't think they can get the one over bottom, and the one top is secured by all the Radiant heroes being here.
They're using a lot of resources. It's like they're bleeding out gold and XP by having so many heroes around here right now.
under attack.
Whereas if you look at the map, you feel so good if you're sparkling
Arrow Gaming. Yeah.
Okay, fine. SAG.
It's a mouthful. I usually fall back to SAG quite a bit. They'll try to push this tier 1 tower. See how they respond for SAG.
They need level 6 on Phoenix. Oh, it's flying over. This could be tricky. They should wait for the book to arrive before they do anything. Tower's going down. There's no glyph. Do they have arena? They should try to start with the arena. Book is here. It's level 6. Too late. That was like a bit of like a misplay because someone was TPing from base. They should have brought them together. Like that small little thing actually could have allowed them to defend the tower.
Yeah, it seems like they were very hesitant on wanting to just jump in.
The book, if they had level 6, for sure they will be able to take with the arena. Okay, so tower goes down. Beastmaster has his Necrobook, so he's going pipe next. Like I said, if they want to hit like a timing to push, they're gonna need a pipe. And Beastmaster is the best person to buy.
Yeah, so he gets...
Gyro is building a drum. Okay, that sounds about right.
And he gets just the Necro 1 too. You know, we talked about the Necro books, and obviously it'll be like constrained in the Necro 3, but at least XSS gets the Necro 1, which will help him out on farm with that boar as well.
Yep, so they are converging at top lane with the Lich 3 heroes here. The Gyro has TP to join, or he could just walk top after he cleared the wave. Rubik should just dead lane bot right now until he's needed at top. I mean, he also needs to get his items, his catch up on farm. He's not very farm on the Rubik. I mean, all this is happening because of the previous move that they did, where they wasted a lot of gold and XP. Remember when they were not there's no one holding the bot lane, so there was like what 2 or 3 being wasted and experience. So right now they have to take some time to recover that experience. That's why they couldn't play into the Beastmaster's time. The Beastmaster is actually very strong right now. He's ready to fight.
And he's got the hood, he's got the Necro 1, and if you look at the experience graph, look at how much it favors SAG. Like, that time spent is 5.
This is just because of what happened where SAG, they were using 3 lanes, they were getting experience and pushing the towers, and the Radiant team, they were not doing the same thing. So ideally they want to make a smoke with the beast, with the Lycan towards the Beastmaster's lane soon, or maybe even with the Gyro, they should go top and maybe leave. I think they should not bring all 4. They should leave 1 hero in middle to push out the wave. Should be the Rubik maybe.
It seems like it's becoming very problematic for Aster just so quickly.
They're not doing the most properly. Like, it's always like a bit slow, or someone's not pushing out the wave before. They're gonna go tops still. Do they have the Hawk to scout out the Mars here? Phoenix needs to be ready if they want to defend the tower. Where's the Phoenix? He needs to TP.
He
has no fire spirits now. Arena, he needs to cast Arena now.
And he's got the spear onto the Beastmaster. This is going to give him a lot of time. The spear misses from Fade. They've got the Primal Roar out onto the Mars, and now there's the Supernova dropping in. They get the kill on a Fade as well as XSS, and Aster gank gone wrong. Good rotations though from SAG.
Everything is like one step slow from Aster, and SAG is one step ahead because they are handling the waves better. Like, everything comes from because the team that is moving faster has better control over the map. They're pushing the waves better, so it's easier for them to react. The team on the left that's slow, they are having a hard time pushing on the waves or dedicating heroes that should be pushing on the waves, but they're not pushing on the wave. They're just like trying to do what they are supposed to do with the lineup, but they are slow because of someone not doing their job. Like just now when they do the smoke, I think that the Rubik should be pushing on here when they are doing that smoke instead of like 4 people in the smoke. Everything was so obvious. You know, you saw the Mars, he was like hiding in the trees, so he already knows that the move is coming because everything is so obvious.
Yeah, they're telegraphing their moves quite a bit.
SAG is doing again, like they push out top, and Phoenix once again he's pushing out the dead lane and making sure that all the waves are pushed out because the cooldown, the ulti is on cooldown. He doesn't need to be with his team, but right now they're trying to do Rosh. Egg is 30 seconds on cooldown, so I don't think Dio would be interested in contesting this without the egg. It's a good move by Radiant. But
is it okay that they concede this though? Like, they're up enough where it still feels good even though they've got the second
they
line.
can't really fight without the DP ulti, without egg. Like those two, even if they have Mars ulti, it's not enough. You know, Mars ulti is more like a control. It's not damage. And they kind of have the win, like the ultimate strongest hero, you know, on the PL. So they're not in a hurry.
And look at the Phoenix. Look at the difference between the Phoenix and the Rubik in terms of net worth. Like, this is moments away from a Spirit Vessel, and Rubik
one
having...
hero is doing dead lane and the other is always with his team.
Yeah.
This is just why.
And the level difference is just
like
absurd.
4 people on top. Just look at the minimap. There are like always 4 people. Like they should have like 1 here. I mean, some teams play like this and they can still do well, but I'm not a fan of wasting like levels here. Because you have this outpost, right? The guy that's doing the dead lane can TP here to the outpost. Like there's no reason for so many people to be.
They get a tower out of it, and they're gonna try and pressure. I mean, this is something that can
under
maybe
attack.
work
Wasting
if
a
they
lot
get
of farm.
the.
Look at bottom, it's like 2 wave and there's a catapult hitting the tower. Like, I get triggered when I see a catapult just wailing away at the tower and no one's there to clear the quick base and kill the catapult literally did, what, 500, 600 damage to the tower alone. Just like that. It's like 1/3 of the HP of the tower. And right now they are doing like a smoke. Mars is trying to connect to his team.
They're gonna try for Shadow Demon. SCC goes nearby. He's got the Spirit Vessel on him, and Red Panda, well, he'll survive through what Lycan was bringing. So at that point, I think they're okay. But finally, the Wolves take him out. Chain Frost is thrown away. But all they get out of this right now is the Shadow Demon. Spirit Siphon, they're chasing onto the Death Prophet.
They should. Dire should still be able to fight even though they don't have the SD. They just need to start the fight with the Mars.
Definitely seems like they're searching.
Don't think they can chase so far, but they can actually push the tower right now. The PR has Diffusal coming in the career. Diffusal plus Hood. He is really, really strong.
Yeah, they'll go after Fade. Arena goes down, and they'll get the easy kill there onto the Rubik. I'm surprised that they threw Arena for that. It feels like it was a situation that they could have just gotten the kill on the Rubik and held Arena, but might as well be secure on it and take the tower as well.
Look at the map. They don't have vision on. They don't have like wards around here or here, so they don't know where is the enemy. So I think even though they don't need to cast the Arena, but I think without the information, I feel like it's reasonable that he actually just does it
Dire are
just
scanning.
to secure the fight.
Yeah, I guess because we have full vision, I can see that
Yeah,
they're not
it's
coming
easy
over.
for us to say.
Yeah.
But for him, he doesn't know. Gotta give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sometimes I forget I get to see the entire map. This is so.
Forget that you have the luxury
Yeah,
of seeing.
they've got Axe coming out on Phantom Lancer. Interesting pickup.
Bottom tower is under attack.
That is a
That's
rare pickup on
pretty good
Phantom
against
Lancer.
Lycan. It's pretty good against Lycan.
Oh, they found Bobika. Chain Frost goes over to the neutrals, and that's a stack camp. They look for the spear on an XSS, and they now try to get the kill there onto the Death Prophet, but the disruption is fine, and I believe that was maybe a stolen Arena coming out, or no, it was OP's Arena coming through. They'll get the kill on the Fade, XSS, and SCCC. I didn't think it was up in time, but now they get the second kill here onto the Gyrocopter. He tries to TP, and it's a full team wipe for SAG. I wasn't sure that. I think that was the timings just as the Arena came back up for OP.
I mean, they're just too far behind. Their timing is like way off already because they messed up a lot of things at the start of the game, and on top of that, the draft on the Dire side is meant to have an advantage in team fight. If you initiate with the raw and you don't instant kill that guy, you're gonna lose the fight. That's pretty much.
Just complete struggle right now from Aster.
I mean,
And
if you just look at their draft, I mean, it's not just the Beastmaster Raw not being able to finish off the target, it's also the SD, he was just there. So what? I disrupt. You're a single target initiate. Then what? You can't kill the DP, but the ghost is still doing damage when he's disrupted. Yeah. It's just so difficult for them in the fights.
what's the experience? Oh my god. Experience is 15,000 ahead for SAG. I mean, the Phantom Lancer compared to the Lycan, 16 to 12 in levels. Like, that is just such an advantage for SAG being up this much. And now they'll throw the Arena down. They've got the Spear, Primal Roar, as well as the Telekinesis. That hits 4 heroes, but they just don't have the damage. They get XSS, they'll find Fade. Now they've got the Lycan, who's trying to stay alive, but Godkin comes around the side. They've got no more mana out of the Lycan, as well as the Spirit Vessel on him. One more shot, and they don't get it. Spirit Vessel will last long enough, it will. So they'll also take out Bobika. That'll be 4 dead on the side of Aster, with Gyro trying to run, OP trying to chase and catch him. However, he won't cut.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Game is like already over.
it certainly feels like it is.
The PR is like even the
Going
strongest PR on the map, and the team that's supposed to be attacking can't even attack because they're losing at the present state of. They literally have nothing to fall back on, and PR is just gonna make sure that the late game is also impossible for the.
Radiant's bottom tower
I mean, the only thing I can see them trying to do is try to smoke and steal the next Roshan, because Roshan is almost up, and try to take the fight with Aegis and Cheese. If that doesn't work, then it's GG.
Yeah, it's come to the point where it's going to require desperation plays to try and come back into this one. Down 12,000 and down probably closer to 20,000 in experience. Yeah, it's at 20,000. Like, that's such a significant amount of experience behind. This Phoenix is so farmed. Just about as much gold as XSS. Now has more gold than XSS. Jesus. And that was the difference, you know. We saw Felix Chava going bottom, farming that lane, the lane where nobody else was in. And that's what you kept, you know, reiterating, was the fact that it seemed like Aster were playing the middle part of this game as 5. Meanwhile, SAG are all over collecting their farm and extending their lead. So it goes really well for SAG. And it looks like they're just about to push through and end it. Very problematic here for Aster.
I mean, the Radiant team is like they're not playing well. I mean, they're not together. They're not talking much about the game. Like even the draft, you know, the right draft is just like the team understands what they need to pick right now in the current meta, and the left side team is like they don't really understand that on what's really strong, because they are not really preparing, right? Because they're busy dealing with in quarantine. I'm sure they are very stressed out. You know, there's a lot of things they need to worry about.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Yeah, certainly a lot going on where maybe Dota isn't the first priority. Telekinesis though onto the Phantom Lancer. If they can get this kill, that would be huge, especially with no Aegis, and it'll take everything to get that. Primal Roar as well as the Chain Frost all thrown down, and then you've got SCCC going into the Shapeshift too. So they get the kill onto the Phantom Lancer. It still stays a 12,000 net worth lead. Cost them everything to go after that kill. So SAG might find themselves conceding the second rush.
Okay, this is the only hope. Roche is spawning. This is like their only hope. They have to run to Roche right now. Right now.
Even then, even without the Phantom Lancer, it still feels like a tough Roche to grab.
Yeah, these 4 heroes can actually just kill them.
Get the right arena down, you get the right, you know, Supernova, Felix Chaba trying to get some distance. He might come from a little bit more north. They've got themselves the arena coming through, as well as the spear hitting onto the Beastmaster. No follow-up damage just yet. DD dives in, has the Spirit Siphon as well as the Silence coming out of the 2. BKB is going to be popped by Schwan, but XSS burning away. He's also got the Spirit Siphon on him. Red Panda will get the kill there on XSS. Icarus dive over Bkop with the Spirit Siphon to the right clicks of the Death Prophet and Exorcism. They'll take a second kill, and for the most part, that's without the Phantom Lancer, and he's joining the fight.
They didn't even use egg, by the way. It was just one ultimate. Actually 2. Mars and DP. I don't even need the cheese, yeah? Cheese is left to the H in the Roshan pit. Next game.
Roshan Pit aged cheddar. If that doesn't fly off the shelves, I don't know what does.
I prefer mozzarella.
I'm a big Swiss guy myself.
Well, I'll tell you the one I hate the most. The blue one.
Blue cheese? It's an American thing, I feel like. Actually, maybe not an American thing, but the way we have it is certainly different than the rest of the world.
How do you have it? Do you have it with the what? With the wine, like the French?
It's usually with like hot wings or something, and it's very
Blue cheese
liquidy.
with hot wings?
Yeah, it's different. It's completely different here.
Why? Why?
I don't
Why
know.
do you torture your taste bud?
I don't do it. I'm a big ranch and wings guy, but that's a conversation for a whole nother time.
Ranch is the normal one.
Oh man, Bobika just getting ripped apart, and DD playing with his food. Had the Spirit Siphon, yules him up, waits for the Mars, spear comes in with the God's Rebuke, and the last shot goes to the Death Prophet.
Easy net.
Yeah, such a lot of control there for the Death Prophet that Bobika can't deal with. Such a one-sided game, 17-4, and it was just off the laning phase. Such a big
Off the
advantage for
draft,
SAG.
even, basically,
Yeah.
to a certain extent. But after that, it was the draft first, then the way that they are playing around the map. It was quite obvious, right? I've been highlighting it again and again. The Dire team has been playing 3 lanes. The Radiant team is playing two lanes only.
If that, because sometimes we see them just all in one.
I mean, when you play 2 lanes, you have to make it work, right? You need to get a lot out of it, like the tower, the Roshan, for it to be worth it. If you are not progressing in terms of objectives, then playing 2 lanes will eventually lose you the game.
And Death Prophet push out bottom. They'll go after mid. Death Prophet will join them, and now Aster going to be forced into making a decision.
What decision? There's no decision.
The decision is, how long do we wait
For what? To call it?
to call it? Unless they were to have a perfect fight, and I'm not saying that can't happen, but it needs to be absolutely perfect. And not only does their fight need to be perfect, SAG's fight would have to be so disorganized that somehow Aster come away ahead.
Let's count damage, okay? Chain Frost on 10 heroes. That's 2,500 damage. I'm just gonna ignore even the incremental damage. They have a pipe, so the pipe's gonna block everything. Then the right clicks on Gyro. Haha. Gyro right click.
They're just watching their base go away.
Lycan actually has assault, but he can't really kill anybody. Because he has no BKB, he can't run in the arena. He can't fight around the Phoenix Egg with the Fire Spirits. So,
The sword from Felix Chava to send that wind
I
missile
can
back.
see one scenario happening. The other 4 heroes just try to delay when the Dire team tries to push high ground, and the Lycan just rats and tries to sneak a Rex, you know.
Ooh, 5-man smoke. Or actually 4-man smoke. They've already got SCCC deep inside the Dire jungle. Interesting scan spot considering. Yeah, well, coming from the Dire, never mind. Thought that was a Radiant
They
scan.
know.
That was
Come
that was a
on, they
perfect
know.
scan. I take that back. Interesting because it was perfect.
Eat your words.
So they come in, telekinesis comes through on the Death Prophet. Now they'll look to try and get this kill, but they've got the Lotus Orb as well as the Yules. So DD pops the BKB, Arena comes through, and the call down with the Supernova coming out over to the side from Felix Chauba. Doesn't look like this is going to be enough from Aster. They'll get the kill there on a Fate as well as Bkop. Now they look over at Schwan, who's trying to run. Primal Roar was there, but it's not going to be enough to save anybody. They look over at XSS. They'll get the disruption to stop the TP, and GG was called. They'll get this last kill and finish off Aster in this first game. Just an easy game start to finish there for SAG.
When they pick, I think the opening they have a lot of issues with the draft though, but it's kind of hard for them. They're not being together. It's very hard to talk about the drafts with the coach. They need to adjust a lot in the drafts. I feel like the play would be a lot harder to adjust within one game. I think the only reasonable thing they can do right now and talk about is just the draft. Like
Yeah,
what
they
hero
need to.
They need to pick.
Yeah,
I mean, they even how much do they even care about the game? Because they are so stressed out from other stuff right now. It's just difficult to play Dota when you have to think about being quarantined. You know, all the annoying stuff that's happening around.
It's
Tough life.
It's stress. It's not being all together, and it could certainly weigh on them. So we'll see how they take it into game 2. SAG take game 1 very easily. We'll see if that's a little bit of more to come in game 2. But I'm hoping to see a little bit of a better matchup, especially from Aster, a team that's been on the up and up recently. Of course, a lot going on behind the scenes that is not Dota related. So we'll see how they do in the second game. We'll see how everything goes, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay right there.